Okay, what I'm going to do in order to save time on this page, the first one's geometric means, and we're not going to do those because we already did them on the previous problems, and they don't change. You know, you just set up the proportion. 2 is to x as x is to 8, and then you go ahead and solve. So that's not going to be a real big deal for it, but what I want to do is set up proportions for you, and then I'm actually going to give you some answers on some of these to see for practice if you understand how they go. Now on this next one, it says find the length of each leg, okay, of the giant triangle, GHK. And so I'm going to call this one X, and I'm going to call this one Y. The instant you do that, you now just did it with that second corollary where I can do the snail with it. So I'm going to go 5 is to X as X is to the length of the whole thing. So the proportion I use for X is 5 is to, let's see if I can see that, yep, 5 is to X as X is to 20. And if you solve that correctly, you should get the fact that X is equal to 10. We're just going to say and then solve, all right? But that's the proportion. Now how would I set up the next one? It is the leg of the giant one too, so that means we're going to do the snail thing, kind of like this. So it's going to be 15 is to Y as Y is to 20. And the instant you do that, you do have to simplify it. You'd end up finding out that Y, and this is where you do the work, I'm just helping you set up the proportion, Y would be 10 root 3. So hopefully that will help you set it up. Now we're going to do the same type of idea, and I'm actually going to zoom in just a little bit on it. Hopefully it won't blur too much. Okay, we're going to do the same thing here. I'm going to call X, and I'm going to call it Y. Okay? So when I do this one, again, we're going to snail it because this is on the side. And we're going to use the whole thing as 12. So on this one, we're going to go 9 is to X as X is to 12. So that's the proportion I'd set up for the one for X. What answer would you get for that? X would equal 6 root 3. So that's when we solve it. But let's try to set up a proportion. So that's the hardest part. Solving proportions aren't the hardest part for you. It's going to be setting them up. Go 3 is to Y as what? Y is to the whole thing, 12. So 3 is to Y as Y is to 12. And if you solve that right, you're going to get the fact Y was equal to 6. So not too bad. We're still going to have to be able to solve these, be able to get the same type of idea with these. With this one over here, if this is 8, by the way, you know then that this one was 24. That helps you set up the fact you know the lengths, and then it's really easy to solve for the missing sides. Here's X, here's Y. I just go in the same way. A is to X as X is to 32. When you solve, you get the fact that, what did I hear? I didn't even get the value on here. X is equal to, so sorry, I lost myself on my notes. X is equal to 16. And then we'll do the other one here. 24 is to Y as Y is to 32. All right. And if you solve that one right, you're going to get 16 root 3. Now we're going to do a couple other examples on this page, and that's it. But hopefully that will help you set them up a little.